welcome back to A Blast of Ballroom. These videos are a follow-up to our online classes that we do, and they're basically focused on ballroom basic elements and practice techniques that are perfect for practicing on your own. So in our third installment, what we focused on was continuity movements and open boxes. So this really is relevant for just about any of the ballroom dances, but in particular, we like to group the waltz, foxtrot, Viennese waltz, and quick-step together. They're known as the swing dances, and that's because they use a lot of swing and rotation when we're working on them. So we shall begin with a great walking exercise that we did in segment 2. And so just for practicing, whether you're a gentleman or a lady, I recommend starting with the left foot, but you can start with the right if you like. And the idea is just to practice those walking steps. Walking steps, walking. So the idea is that every time you move your weight, you must pass your feet. And so it's not simply just passing the feet, moving in front of each other, but also passing and brushing by each foot. So the idea of, when I step forward, that this foot isn't just kind of aimlessly going somewhere. There's actually a direction and a purpose for where it's going, okay? So you can see there, I rose up and came down. But even if I'm just doing a regular walk to practice, so I'm just taking a step forward from the heel through the ball, and as I bring this other foot through, see, I'm tracking it by that other foot. And you'll notice too that as I track it, I skim from toe, ball, and heel. And then the supporting foot is already lifting that heel to help project my weight onto the next foot. And I would do the same thing going into the next foot, okay? So that's really practicing continuity, as the name suggests, is to help you practice keeping your movements in continuous motion, right? So that's what gives our dancing that little bit of extra breath. It becomes more than just about where am I placing my feet. That's where dancing really starts to take shape and come to life. So that is the first thing I would recommend practicing. And I would actually take a box step because we talk a lot about the open box patterns. So a closed box happens when we step forward, and in some fashion we're pushing up to the side, collecting our feet and coming down, which would release the weight of the next foot, and then we would proceed to move back to the next side step, collect our weight, come down, and release that foot. Okay, so that is a closed box. So to practice your walking steps and your side steps, to really focus on your balance, you want to strip it right down to your basic elements. You want to take a forward step. Remember, you're projecting forward by pushing from the supporting foot, moving from the heel through the ball, and now you're just resting here for a millisecond because now it's the supporting foot that is going to project us to the side step. You will bring your feet together, and this is where you're going to switch your weight in order to come down. And I'm just releasing that foot there so you can see that that foot is available. From here, I now do a back walking step, change my weight, and now again, I'm going to use the supporting foot to push me up to my side step and the rise of my rise. In the dance, I collect my feet, and at this point, as I come down, I'm releasing the weight of the other foot. So with this pattern, the closed box, we are practicing our forward walk steps, our side step, also known as a chassé, nice closed step, and then we're practicing our back step into the next chassé pattern or chassé step. So you have a forward walk, a side walk with a closure, a back walk, and a side walk with a closure. So sometimes just stripping it right down to those very basic, simple terms and elements will really help you to see how easy, how non-complicated dancing can be. Remember, start with the smaller pieces and very slowly stack your elements and techniques on top of each other. I know it's really easy when you're watching professionals on YouTube or even in real life, and it just looks like they're taking these beautiful, gorgeous, elegant, long strides. But if we were to skip all of the practice elements beforehand and just try to work on long strides, I mean, more often than not, we would be falling down a lot. Trust me, I have done it when I was a very baby dancer, and I got overzealous and excited about wanting to do those advanced techniques. Even top professionals today will tell you, you must always do a rewind, a refresh, and come back to these solid basics. Once you've done some fair amount of practice with your closed boxes, we are now going to delve into your open boxes. So as we know, when we do a closed box, we close our feet. When we are going to do open boxes, our feet will pass each other slightly. So if I were to move forward on my left and push on to the side, again, I'm using rise and fall in this example. As I change my weight, instead of collecting here, the foot would just ever so slightly pass and land beyond it. Now, right now I'm doing this with no rotation, but usually you would use a lot of rotation here, which is what allows your box to really travel. So again, you've gone forward, side, and just allow it to pass and land. You would then do the back half by stepping back, side, and instead of collecting here, you would just allow it to pass ever so slightly. Okay? That is an open box shape. It actually will start to take on a little bit more of a rectangular shape if you really pay attention to it. And this is why we do talk about rotating. Now, in a confined space here, I don't have the luxury of a long dance floor to show you, but I will keep my steps compact and just show you the use of an open left box and how it can really allow you to use through rotation and passing of the feet, how you can really travel. And I'm sorry, an open left box, but you can also do this in an open right box. And of course, those are American style terms. If you are working on international dancing, we would call it an open reverse or an open natural. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the open reverse, which is beginning with my left foot. And here we go. So I would step forward on my left. I would rotate and step to the side. And instead of bringing my feet together, I would continue the rotation a little bit, and I would allow the feet to pass. So you see, now in only 3 steps, I have now traveled. I will do that again, make it a little bit smaller so I can fit the whole thing. So I have forward, side, and back. Now I'm going to continue with my back, side, and forward. Now I know it may be challenging to kind of get a visual for how this box now doesn't even look like a box. But if you kind of remember or remind yourself of the concept of the box shape, and I always strip it back down to this. You have your forward, your side, and your close in the corner. You have your back, your side, and your close in the back corner. So by practicing that open box with no rotation, you get really comfortable with the idea that you're stepping forward, side, and now your corner is not so sharp anymore. Normally we would have changed weight here. You're just going to allow the foot to pass a bit. So this is going to soften the edges of our box step. And then I step back, side, and I pass the feet a little bit. Okay? And so again, I have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And of course I'm using waltz as an example, but you could do the same thing with your foxtrot on a slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick. And you can see ever so gradually, I am rotating. But I still have my 6 main steps that I'm doing. So I'm softening the edges. I'm going to go back to waltz again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. When we talk about it in tango, tango also has open boxes. We just use a little bit of a different timing, and we don't have to worry so much about rise and fall. So again, I will begin with the forward part of the box, which starts with the left foot. If you're a follower, you would start with the right foot with the back end of the box, okay? But just for practice, we're always going to start with the left going forward. So a closed tango box would look like this. Quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. When we do a foxtrot box, we move forward on a slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, okay? When we do a tango box, we want to remember that we start with a quick. So, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. So there's a lot more briskness in the movement, a lot more power and intention involved. However, when we do the open box, that swiftness still maintains. We still want that staccato-ness to stay there, but we are passing the feet like we did in the other dances. So we would have quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. So you see that as I step, step, and pass the feet, step, step, and pass the feet. Notice how I'm passing the feet. So when I step forward, side, I'm not actually trying to cross. All I am doing is, instead of landing here, is just to skim past it. And of course, with more comfort and experience, I will be able to pass a little bit more and offer some travel. So there you saw I was really rotating a lot, okay? So I hope that you found that helpful and useful in just being able to practice this element, the element of the open box, with rise and fall, without rise and fall, and always keep in mind the most important thing to remember, one of many, but one of the most important things to remember is where is your weight and how well are you centered on your feet. You must have a good sense of balance and centering in order to be a comfortable, confident partner for your partner. So if you each work on your own things, when you come together, and eventually we'll all come together in real life on the dance floor, and you start practicing these things together, a lot of this groundwork will already have been done. So I hope you find this useful. I look forward to seeing the results of your practice, and happy dancing, and I will see you in the next online class.